We're all thinking about survival in day one. If a patient isn't going to respond to the standard therapy, then we owe it to that patient to come up with a treatment plan that's going to work for them. I was drawn towards the brain tumor patients because it is such a debilitating set of diseases. But we are putting our best minds together from both the scientists and the doctors. And we are finding out more and more about each disease. And what we've seen is a population who are actually having more curative therapy than what we had seen before. That's going to allow these kids to flourish and thrive. We're moving in the right direction. We're with them and we're fighting this.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Yes.
Bronx Bombers were locked in for the series opener against the reigning champions last night, with hits coming up and down the lineup. Tonight, they'll give the ball to Carlos Rodon, aiming for back-to-back wins for a two-step in Texas. Let's get you ready. It's the New York Yankees taking on the Texas Rangers on a Tuesday night at Globe Life Field in Arlington. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yankees batting practice today, presented by Audi. I'm Nancy Newman. In yesterday's series opener in the Lone Star State, nearly everybody in the Yankees lineup was a star. 8 batters had hits, 8 scored runs as the Bombers secured the win and remained in first place in the American League East. Tonight, they go for the series win. Let's head into the cage, shall we, at Globe Life Field, where Gleyber Torres is taking some swings. He had 3 of the team's hits last night, tying a season high that he set 4 times now. More on him in just a bit. He's been terrific in setting the table for the big Bombers bats. Let's get to the Yankees lineup for tonight, with Gleyber again the first out of the gate. Jose Trevino gets the start behind the plate and bats 7th. DJ LeMahieu will play first base and bat 9th. He's got good numbers off tonight's starter for the Rangers. A .471 batting average with a couple of homers in 17 at-bats against the veteran southpaw. The Rangers, meanwhile, load up their lineup with righties against Carlos Rodon. Nathaniel Lowe is the only lefty in there. Carson Kelly will catch. He's been good against lefties in his career, posting an OPS over 800. Texas will try to keep pace with the Yankees offense that was firing on all cylinders last night. With neither team able to push across a run in the first 2 innings, Gleyber Torres got the Yankees going in the 3rd. He drilled a double deep into the left center field gap, allowing 2 runners to score. Then the Bombers broke it open in the 6th inning. Aaron Judge started it by ripping a double off Jack Leiter that brought in 1 run and sent the Rangers into their bullpen. Jazz Chisholm Jr. added an RBI single, his first of 2 hits on the night, and then Anthony Rizzo doubled in 2 to make it 6-1. The Yankees scored 5 or more runs for the 72nd time this year, second most in the majors, and Giancarlo Stanton finished it with a homer in the 8th. After the game, Meredith Morakovitz caught up with leadoff man Gleyber Torres.
On the top and the bottom, we got a really good plan from the first pitch. We attacked the zone. Try to do damage earlier. If we don't get anything, we pass the baton for the other guy. Overall, we get a lot of pitches. And we do the little things. Walk, single, double. Overall, we play really good tonight.
3 hits for you. You drove in 2 runs. Overall, since moving to that leadoff spot, how much more comfortable have you been feeling in the batter's box?
Feels good right now. I got really good playing every time when I go to the home plate. It's long season, and I'm just trying to do the little things. Lead off. I know my guys behind me can do the job too, so I don't do too much right now, and just try to get really good at bat. If I don't have anything, just pass the baton and just put myself in base. So just get simple and do the job every night.
Torres has been a game changer since moving back into the leadoff spot in the Yankees lineup. Over his last 16 games there, he is hitting nearly 300, getting on base at a 387 clip, and he sees the most pitches per plate appearance in the majors. Great work. What Torres has brought to the leadoff spot, Austin Wells has been doing for a while at cleanup. But there was a bit of a scary moment in last night's game when Wells was hit by a pitch. He isn't in the starting lineup tonight. And in our Toyota quote of the day, Skipper Boone gave us an update on his rookie catcher.
He had some x-rays today and they were negative, so but he's pretty sore today.
Do you think he'll need a couple of days?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we get through today with his treatment and stuff, and you know, hopefully he's an option for us again tomorrow.
You mentioned Rizzo playing back-to-back 9-inning games for the first time. Just what do you think the process is going to be in kind of building him back up?
Yeah, I think he's in a pretty good spot. Like, so I'm not too worried. Like, he'll get his days here and there, and he'll probably pick out, you know, on a day lefty, but feel like physically he's in a pretty good place to keep going. Like, even talking to him today, you know, I think he feels pretty good today. So, but there'll be the occasional day for him.
Do you have a plan for Clark? How did he look yesterday?
Clark was good. Everything was good. So he's flying here now. So we will. His next outing will be with us, and so. Looking forward to getting him back in the mix.
What have you thought of the way he's looked these first couple of days, particularly at the plate?
Yeah, I've been really encouraged. I feel like he's seeing the ball well. I feel like he's getting some good swings off. I feel like he's looked really good in the field, really comfortable in the field. Yeah, I talked about Giancarlo having a good look in his eye. I've kind of felt that way about Riz too. I feel like he's where he needs to be mentally and physically, and ready for this push.
Aaron, obviously he's a veteran guy, but prior to getting injured, he had struggled a little bit at the plate. For him to get off to kind of a good start offensively, what could that do for his confidence and just kind of like working himself back into the mix?
Yeah, I think veteran, whatever, that always helps. I think anytime you get some results immediately when you get back is a great thing. Again, he got off to a good start this season with us before struggling, before he got hurt. So, you know, I feel like he's at least in the best place physically and mentally to have a good run for us, and hopefully that's the case.
The way Garrett said he feels today, I guess a good thing that it is what it was. It was just
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's a big sigh of relief. You know, especially when you're running out there not knowing what's going on, and you know, fearing the worst, and you know, to see that was just some cramping. Yeah, I feel like we dodged a bullet there.
Okay, so on to tonight's game. It is a matchup of southpaw starters. For the Rangers, Andrew Heaney has an ERA under 4, but he's also tied for the second most losses in the majors with 13. For the Yankees, Carlos Rodon tries again to notch a career-high 15th win. He has a 4.31 ERA, and he's looking for a bounce-back outing. On Wednesday in Washington, Rodon had to battle against the Nationals, surrendering 5 runs on 8 hits over 5 2/3. It was the most runs he had allowed since June, but he also walked just 2, and he fanned 8, which was his highest total since July 22nd. Rodon's 14 wins are tied for the second most in the American League, and one of them came against the Rangers. On August 10th, he tossed 5 2/3 scoreless innings, working around a season-high 5 walks, but limiting Texas to just 2 singles and a double. Rodon is our key to the game, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. And the first inning has been a bit of an issue for him. He's allowed 9 home runs in the opening frame, which is tied for the most in the American League, and his ERA is 4th highest in the league among those with at least 15 starts. However, Rodon gets better after that. He has a 3.54 ERA after the first inning. Meanwhile, on the other side, this will be the second time Andrew Heaney faces the Yankees this season, and while it took them a little bit to get going, the Bombers ultimately tagged him with a loss on August the 11th. He gave up 4 runs in 4 2/3 innings. Juan Soto launched a home run into the bleachers, and 2 more runs landed on his ledger later when Giancarlo Stanton hit a 3-run homer off reliever Jose Leclerc. Heaney has done well as of late, allowing just 1 run over his last 2 outings. Hitting left-handed starters has been a season-long story for the Yankees against righties. They are 63-36. That's the best record in all of baseball. Against southpaws, though, they're 5 games under 500. Heaney might be a different case, though. In his last 4 starts against the Yankees, he has an ERA over 9. The verdict is in. Aaron Judge is the American League Player of the Month again. After winning it in May and in June, this is the 4th time that a player has won the prize 3 times in 1 season. The other times, Mark McGwire, 1998, Ronald Acuna Jr., 2023, and the 2022 version of Aaron Judge. In August, Judge led the American League in batting average, home runs, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage, and OPS. Judge now has 9 Player of the Month awards, 3rd most all-time behind Barry Bonds' 13 and Alex Rodriguez's 10. No player has ever won it 4 times in 1 year, so we'll see what Judge has in store for September. There is so much more to come here on Yankees Batting Practice Today, presented by Audi. Coming up next, we will turn things over to Jack Curry, who shares a story about Jim Abbott. Then, what a night it was for New Jersey as high school teammates Anthony Volpe and Jack Leiter faced off on the big league stage. And later, make it 25 home runs for Big G, Giancarlo Stanton this season. We'll break down Stanton's power surge. Keep it locked here on Yes and the Yes app.
Yankees Batting Practice Today is presented by Audi, the official luxury vehicle of the New York Yankees. Visit your tri-state Audi dealer today.
Want to stop hair loss in its tracks? Through Hims.com, you can explore a range of options that work best for you, so you can grow visibly thicker and fuller hair. Get back your robust head of hair in just 3 to 6 months with doctor-trusted ingredients like finasteride, minoxidil, and a blend of supplements that support healthy hair. 3 in 4 Hims customers say they wish they started using hair treatment earlier. Stop hair loss and regrow hair. Get started today at Hims.com.
Well, if you want my 2 cents on interest rates, we got options.
My 2 cents. This one's priced to sell. My 2 cents?
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 Here's my 2 cents on planning for the future. Interest plus interest equals more interest. Come on, now. You gonna get that?
Hi, Joan. Perfect timing. I have a few questions.
Of course. Let's look at your plan.
I'm Naheem Hines, professional football player and proud supporter of the Muscular Dystrophy Association. My mom was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy when I was 14, and I watched her struggle. But MDA helped her get the best treatments and care, and they also help kids like my buddy Ethan.
My name is Ethan. Thanks to the Muscular Dystrophy Association and people like you, I have more hope than ever before. From day one, they've treated me like family at my local care center. AMDA is the only one that funds over 150 care centers across the U.S. to help provide state-of-the-art care for adults and kids like me.
MDA has been transforming the lives of people living with muscular dystrophy, ALS, and other related neuromuscular diseases. They fund the research for breakthrough treatments, care, and cures. And MDA provides support to thousands of families like mine and Ethan's in communities like yours. Thanks to MDA, kids and adults can live life to its fullest. Join us and learn more at MDA.org today.
Years ago tomorrow, Jim Abbott, the classy and courageous one-handed pitcher, tossed a no-hitter for the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. It was the most inspirational day I've ever seen on a baseball field. A one-handed pitcher authoring a no-hitter and doing it against a Cleveland lineup that included Manny Ramirez, Albert Bell, Jim Thome, and Kenny Lofton. It was amazing, memorable, and yes, inspirational. But this story isn't about Jim Abbott, the pitcher. It's about Jim Abbott, the person, and his new buddy. In July, I read a splendid piece about Christian Camposano, an 11-year-old, one-handed little leaguer from East Rutherford, New Jersey. In Darren Cooper's feature for NorthJersey.com, Christian said his favorite players were Aaron Judge and Jim Abbott. Judge, of course. Abbott, of course, times 1,000. Abbott was born without a right hand and pitched with his left. Christian was born without a left hand and pitches with his right. Since I know Abbott well, I thought he'd be interested in Christian's journey, so I forwarded the story to him. Jim was riveted, and almost immediately he asked for a phone number for the Camposanos. Cooper, the sports writer, passed along a cell number for Jose, Christian's father. Abbott texted Jose and asked if it was okay to call Christian. Jose and Francesca, Christian's parents, gave an enthusiastic yes. When Abbott called Christian, Jose said his normally chatty son was starstruck. Abbott praised Christian for his perseverance. He encouraged him to follow his dreams. He told him to work hard in baseball and in school. And in the exclamation point to the conversation, Abbott told the Camposanos to keep his number and to give him updates on Christian. The family was floored. For a kid to hear from his childhood idol, that's every kid's dream, Jose told me. Abbott told me Christian's story resonated with him because the Camposanos reminded him of his parents. When Abbott was growing up, his parents were endlessly supportive, but they also told him there were many things he was going to have to figure out by himself. That included throwing a baseball and then transitioning a glove onto the same hand, which Abbott perfected and which Christian can also do. Every day, Jose said Christian does something to make his parents proud. Whether it's buttoning his shirt, tying his shoelaces, or throwing out the first pitch at 2 minor league games. He loves playing as the Yankees in MLB The Show, but he recently asked his dad why he couldn't play as Jim Abbott, who retired a quarter-century ago. 31 years after Abbott's incredible day in the Bronx, he will always be known as the one-handed, no-hit pitcher. But to Christian, whose dream is to be the next Abbott, Abbott is more than a no-hit pitcher. He's an ally and a symbol of everything Christian can be. Abbott is the classy person who called an 11-year-old little leaguer and forged a kinship because though they are different from others, the two of them are exactly the same. It's a connection Christian will remember forever.
It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundle and save with the personal price plan. All right. Yeah. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
2024 Sorrento models.
New York is the place of get up and go, and Con Edison is supporting the transition to electric vehicles. We're building out the grid to help meet the need for over 1 million chargers as part of New York's 2050 climate goals. With you, we're leading the way to cleaner air and fewer emissions.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Get 1.9% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models, or current eligible GMC owners get over $7,800 total value. We are professional grade GMC.
This summer, it's time to get away with super hot deals on your favorite Hyundai models, all backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. But act fast because these deals will be over before you know it. Get in and get away now.
Lease a Hyundai Elantra for only $159 a month or get 1.99% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry in to the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event.
Welcome back. Anthony Volpe has 32 home runs, 49 stolen bases in his career. If he can come up with one more theft on the base paths, he would be the 11th player all time with at least 30 homers and 50 stolen bases in his first 2 seasons. It is so good to have you back with us here on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. Anthony Volpe and Jack Leiter became linked when they starred together on their high school baseball team. They hit the highest of highs in New Jersey and on that scene, and even competed with Team USA. Last night, the former teammates faced off on the biggest stage of all. The first meeting came in the 3rd inning, and Volpe smacked a first pitch fastball through the right side of the infield for a single, drawing a little smirk from Leiter. Round 2 came in the 5th, and Volpe sent a drive deep to left field, but it died at the track for an out. And Leiter, well, he breathed a sigh of relief, and Volpe flashed a smile back at the righty. Volpe finished the night 1 for 4 with a single and a run. He's batting .326 over his last 13 games. Leiter, meanwhile, allowed 5 runs in 5 innings, with some of that damage coming after he had already turned things over to the bullpen. After the game, Volpe talked about what it was like to face his former teammate.
It's pretty special, and yeah, it was really cool.
Did you have in your mind you were going to be aggressive there, first pitch?
Yeah, definitely.
You got it there that second at bat. It was close. It's Homer Yankee Stadium, probably.
I knew I missed it, but I didn't know how the ball flies here too well, so I knew it probably had a chance.
Like you guys were kind of like laughing at each other, smiling at each other as you ran off of that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you say anything in there when you passed up?
I was just smiling. I think just smiling. I don't think we wanted to catch eyes.
Did you hear from your coach at all or former teammates? I'm sure this was a big deal back home, too. I'm guessing you got word that that's a big deal, right?
Oh, yeah, a lot of people. I think a lot of people were trying to make it out once it kind of got announced, but I think too many guys had to work. So I know a lot of people were watching and following, and it was just a cool thing to be a part of. And I think we said earlier, but it's obviously a cool day, cool moment, but I think having everyone support me and him through every step of the way, it's cool to celebrate moments like that.
What has that support meant for you guys, the way they really embraced you from Del Barton all the way through?
Yeah, it's huge. We, I think, took different paths and definitely different paths than our classmates and other people we went to school with. But, yeah, whether it was the lowest level of the minor leagues or probably when he was at school, a bunch of guys went to Omaha every year whenever he was there. So it means a lot, for sure, to know that you have the same people supporting you every step of the way.
Pretty good showing, too. I mean, until that last inning, 2 runs hold you guys to the first 5.
Yeah, no, his stuff was electric. It's electric.
One last break here on Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. We will wrap things up after this as we get ready for Game 2 between the Yankees and the Rangers. Keep it here on Yes.
You are watching the Yes Network. Soaring into history. Your home for award-winning coverage of the New York Yankees.
Some tests are more enjoyable than others. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Listen, I spotted it from the start. Breaking didn't even have a name yet. All that potential, just waiting to burst free. I think about every battle. Kids from the South Bronx who didn't just knock on the door, they kicked it down. And today, what I saw in us is the same thing I see in you. It's your time. It's all about spotting it early. And if you do, no victory is out of reach.
The Make It
It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Returning lessees can now lease a Ford Explorer for just $319 a month for 24 months, only at your local Ford stores.
Some tests are more enjoyable than others. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Hey fans, please join me and the All Rise Foundation on 9/9 for a special 99 auction. Proceeds will help kids reach their ultimate potential through camps, leadership programs, and mini grants that provide our future leaders with resources and support they need. It's amazing what we can achieve when we all rise to help one another succeed. Watch the Yankees game on Yes on September 9th or visit allrise99.givesmart.com for your chance to win incredible prizes for a great cause.
You've hopefully seen Homegrown, the TV show. Now go deeper into the Yankees minor leagues with Conversations, a Homegrown podcast. On the most recent episode, Will Warren breaks down his big league debut. It's available now on Apple Podcasts. We welcome you back. Aaron Boone's Yankees enter tonight's showdown against the Rangers with a half-game lead over the Orioles. The Baltimore is beating the White Sox 7-0 in the second inning right now after handing Chicago its 108th loss of the season yesterday. Let's take a quick check of this date in Yankees history. In 1934, Babe Ruth hit his final home run at Yankee Stadium. In 1961, Mickey Mantle bashed his 50th home run of the year. Thurman Munson had the only multi-homer game of his career in 1973. And in 1995, Tony Fernandez hit for the cycle against the Oakland Athletics. Aaron Judge is marching toward another MVP, and Juan Soto has a career high in home runs with a month to go. But even with that dynamic duo, Giancarlo Stanton is showing just how much of an impact he makes on this team. When Big G is in the starting lineup this year, the Yankees are 59-31. And boy, is Stanton locked in right now. He has 5 home runs in his last 10 games, and he's the only active player to have 10 seasons of at least 25 homers. He has gone yard in each game he's played against the Rangers this year, and he's had success against the reigning World Series champions throughout his career. 14 home runs in 37 games against Texas. His round tripper last night was the 427th of his career, tying Mike Piazza for 51st on MLB's all-time home run list, and it was his 160th with the Yankees, equaling Roy White for 28th in franchise history. Over Stanton's last 10 games, he's hitting nearly 300 with 5 homers, 10 runs batted in, and an OPS north of 1,100. Big G will look to continue crushing the Rangers to help the Yankees lock in a series win tonight. Here's what's ahead for Stanton and the Bombers. They wrap up this series against Texas tomorrow with coverage beginning at 7:30. That's on Prime. After the off day on Thursday, the Yankees have a trio of matinees against the Cubs in Chicago before heading back to the Bronx to host the Royals and then the Red Sox. That does it for this edition of Yankees Batting Practice today, presented by Audi. The next BPTV comes your way Saturday at 1 p.m. I'll see you then. Right now, our game day coverage rolls on. It is the second game of a 3-game set in Texas. Behind the arm of Carlos Rodon, the Yankees go for the series win. It's that time to hand off to the very best pregame in the business. It's next on Yes and the Yes app.
Gatorade, the world's most superior sports drink, designed to rehydrate, replenish, and refuel. It fuels the best, because it is the best. Gatorade, is it in you?
We're having a blast. Angie tells me it's recommended by Consumer Reports.
These Rogues are going fast.
I knew I had to have that Rogue.
Get a low $269 per month lease on Rogue, or get up to $2,500 total savings on remaining select 2024 Rogue Platinum trims.
Your memory is an amazing thing, but sometimes it can start to slow down. But did you know Prevagen can help keep your memory sharp? The secret is the powerful ingredient apoaquarin, originally discovered in jellyfish and found only in Prevagen. In a clinical study, Prevagen was shown to improve memory in subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired. Stay sharp and improve your memory with Prevagen. Prevagen, in stores everywhere without a prescription.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Current qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $199 a month. Or well-qualified buyers get 1.9% APR when you finance with GM Financial.
You don't want to miss History on Yes.
Amazing!
Record-setting swings and the Yankees' epic playoff push.
Back to back to back. Oh, ho, ho! Putting on a show.
Watch as Aaron Judge takes aim at his own home run record.
He's done it again.
How much fun is it to watch him play every single day?
And the fight for the division title reaches a fever pitch. Witness history unfold on Yes and the Yes app.
Deep in the heart of this baseball season, one man seems to be marching toward another MVP award. Aaron Judge added another Player of the Month award to his resume, with August honors joining May and June on the captain's log. Just the fourth time a player has won 3 of the prizes in a single season. Judge still has September to go, and he'll look to build his case as the New York Yankees take on the Texas Rangers on a Tuesday night at Globe Life Field in Arlington. We hope you're having a great night. Welcome to the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry with you. Middle game of this 3-game series. Yanks with a nice 8-4 win last night. But Jack, now trying to write a different chapter. Last 2 series against the Nats and Cards, they opened with a bang. They lose the next 2. So let's get your Hyundai opening comment, what they need to do to get a win tonight.
Get off to a fast start and a clean start and beat the teams you're supposed to beat. If you're talking about getting off to that fast start, we're going to talk about Carlos Rodon, Bob, because in his last start, the opposite happened. He threw 51 pitches in the first 2 innings. He was clipped for 4 runs, 5 stolen bases, had pitch comm issues. So tonight, Rodon wants to be a smooth operator. He wants to go out there. He wants to do everything he can to slow down the Rangers. He's had trouble in the first 2 innings this season, an ERA of almost 7. After that, he calms down. He has to do whatever he can to treat that first inning as importantly as he can, and then the Yankee bats trying to do damage against Heaney.
Well, for more pitching news, let's get it out to Globe Life right now. Meredith Barakovich standing by with the Clubhouse Report, presented by your local Ford stores. Now, we could talk about Rodon all night in this start, but let's talk about the important news of Garrett Cole last night, leaving the game with some cramping in that right calf. What's the latest on Cole?
Well, Bob, good news on Garrett Cole. It does not seem as though the calf is an issue. I actually spoke to Garrett Cole in the clubhouse today, and he said he is fine. He is good to go. No additional testing is needed. They think it was just cramping. He's not exactly sure why that became an issue last night. When asked if he can do anything differently, he just smiled, laughed, and said maybe more bananas. There's Garrett Cole last night walking off the mound. That's just before the start of the 7th inning. Luckily, nothing major for Cole. He is expected to make his next start. That'll come in Chicago at Wrigley on Sunday. There are some other notes when it comes to the Yankees' projected rotation. They're getting 2 guys off of the injured list in Luis Gil and Clark Schmidt. So here is the Yankees' rotation upcoming. Marcus Stroman will round out this series tomorrow against the Rangers. Then Luis Gil is going to make his comeback Friday at Wrigley against the Cubs. Clark Schmidt thereafter. Now, interestingly enough, Nestor Cortez, who would have was scheduled to start on that Friday, will now either piggyback Gil or Schmidt. Aaron Boone said he'd like to keep it open, but both of those guys are still kind of stretching out a little bit, getting that pitch count up. So depending on where Aaron Boone feels the best fit there is where you're going to see Nestor Cortez. Also noteworthy, Cortez is going to be back in the rotation for the Boston series in the Bronx over the following following weekend. So it's not that Nestor Cortez is no longer going to be in the rotation. He's going to be inserted back in. When I spoke to Aaron Boone about that, he said with Thursday's off day and trying to integrate two guys back into that rotation, they didn't want to throw too many guys off of their routines by pushing them back, so they just thought that this was the best way to approach it. When asked how Nestor Cortez took the news, he said Nestor's a pro. He wants to start, but he also wants to win. He understands if we feel like this is the best thing for the team, he's certainly willing to do it. When I asked Aaron Boone how they're ultimately going to decide who is going to be in that rotation, if it'll be strictly results, he said it'll be results, it'll be fit, it'll be matchup. All of that is going to come into play. So, guys, certainly something to keep an eye on. As far as tonight is concerned, it's going to be Carlos Rodon on the mound. There are a couple tweaks to the Yankees lineup. No Anthony Rizzo, no Austin Wells. For Anthony Rizzo, just a day for him. Aaron Boone said coming off the IL, kind of easing him back into things. He played back-to-back games of 9 innings, something that he had not done in the minors, so they just want to make sure they bring him back the right way. But they're extremely encouraged by what they've seen from him so far offensively. It's going to be DJ LeMahieu in there at first base instead. As far as Austin Wells is concerned, he got hit in the arm, as we know, yesterday during an at-bat. He did have an x-ray on his forearm. That came back negative. Aaron Boone saying he's day-to-day right now, pretty sore today, so I'd be surprised if you see him in any capacity this evening. But it looks as though the Yankees could have dodged a bullet there with Austin Wells, who offensively has really come into his own, hitting fourth for the Yankees for the last couple of weeks. So it's going to be Jose Trevino in there catching. Jazz Chisholm remains at third base, and he has been such a jolt of energy for this Yankees team since the trade with the Marlins. You look at what he's done offensively, 333 average to go with his 9 home runs, and the athleticism on the base paths has been evident. He can change a game on the bases. We saw that the other day. He had 2 hits again, 2 stolen bases, 10 for 10 in stolen bases since joining the Yankees. I asked Aaron Boone about what that athleticism could mean to this team down the stretch.
It's been fun to see that because it is a different level of speed, and I also feel like he's very instinctive out there too, as well as having obviously tremendous speed. But to have him and Anthony that are really guys capable of stealing the bases and giving you real speed on the bases, it is a nice element to have, especially around some of our guys that are more in the slugger category.
And Bob and Jack, just a couple notes on the injury front before I send it back to you. It is time for the Morgan & Morgan injury report. John Birdie continues to play on a rehab assignment. He's going to play in the field today. Aaron Boone said any day now they expect him back. He most likely will play throughout the rest of this week in the minors, but if there is a need, they could potentially bring him back sooner. Also, Ian Hamilton, a guy that could be a big piece in that bullpen, is expected to make a rehab appearance either Wednesday or Thursday. The Yankees will reevaluate thereafter. So a lot of guys coming back here in the next week, including Clark Schmidt and Luis Heel. And guys, you get the feeling that this team is getting a little bit more whole at the right time in the season.
Key decisions to be made, no doubt about it. Meredith, thank you. Have a great night. We'll see you in just a bit with Michael and Coney. Now, all season long here on Yes, we keep inviting you viewers to show us the different ways you support the Bronx Bombers. Use the QR code on screen with a hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post pictures to social media that reflect your love for the Yankees. We might spotlight you in a future game. Pinstripe Pride is brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. Well, 8 Yankees players had hits and 8 scored runs in the series opener in Texas. After our first break of the FanDuel Yankees pregame, we'll break down what to expect from the offense tonight. Keep it here on Yes and the Yes app.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is presented by FanDuel. New FanDuel customers can get $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today.
This is you, and this is your first hunch of the season. It's parlay time. With FanDuel, a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV will give you many more.
Buffalo. It's Broncos time. Psst.
I'd take the over.
And you can easily act on whichever one speaks to you.
Eagles, Browns, Broncos, Bills. They all...
And make every moment more.
New customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets. Plus, every customer gets a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV. Only from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. But mostly, times were just okay. And you know who said that? Susan B. Anthony.
Charles Dickens.
Susie.
We're not teachers. We're connectivity experts. If millions of communities rely on us for fiber, internet, and mobile, you can too. Optimum, where local is big time.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Returning lessees can now lease a Ford F-150 for just $299 a month for 24 months, only at your local Ford stores.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Hyundai. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit HyundaiUSA.com today.
Game 2 of a 3-game set tonight between the New York Yankees and the Texas Rangers will take place tonight in Arlington. If we check out the favorites at the FanDuel Sportsbook, it's the New York Yankees at a -130 price, the underdog Rangers at a +110 number. If we look at the pitching matchups, it's Carlos Rodon of the New York Yankees versus Andrew Heaney of the Texas Rangers. If you're into strikeout props, check out the FanDuel Sportsbook app for Carlos Rodon over 6.5 strikeouts at a -113 price. Andrew Heaney over 5.5 strikeouts at a +118 number. RBI props tonight on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Giancarlo Stanton to record an RBI, that's listed at a +100 number. Adolis Garcia to record an RBI, that's at a +155 price. Check out the FanDuel Sportsbook app for much more, and as always, enjoy the game.
Let's check out tonight's Yankees starting lineup, courtesy of Toyota. Gleyber Torres, 3 for 5 in last night's opener. Juan Soto had 2 hits in the game. However, in his career against Andrew Heaney, just 2 for 10. On the flip side of that, DJ LeMahieu, batting 9th, playing first base tonight, has had a ton of success against Heaney. 8 for 17, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in. Jackie's also had hits in 4 straight starts for him. So you get Trevino batting against the lefty, Wells with the wrist as well. But trying to catch a little lightning in a bottle with DJ LeMahieu.
Yeah, knowing those numbers, I wasn't surprised to see LeMahieu in the lineup tonight and to see Rizzo get a break against the lefty. I think Rizzo will be back in there, but you're absolutely right, Bob. If you're trying to get something out of LeMahieu, he's got a familiarity with Heaney. Heaney's somebody who's not going to overwhelm you. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. LeMahieu has had success against him in the past, so it was a natural move for the Yankees to go to LeMahieu in this starting lineup.
Gleyber back in the leadoff spot, multi-hit games, getting on base. And one thing that jumps out to me, you said it last night, seeing a lot of pitches.
He's seen more pitches across the last 16 games than anyone in Major League Baseball, and that coincides with what we're talking about right here. His move to the leadoff spot. That was a spot the Yankees had looked for somebody all year. Better late than never is what I would say, and that's also the way I would describe Gleyber Torres' season. If he can continue to be a catalyst and a force at the top of that order for the rest of September and into October, Yankee fans will forget about the struggles that he had throughout the season, and I think, Bob, his confidence is at a season high. Gleyber Torres, we should not forget, when Judge was down last year, was the best offensive player the Yankees had. He really struggled at the beginning of this year, but his balance, his mechanics, and also his patience and plate discipline that you referenced, they're at the best that they've been all season.
You know, we've been talking a lot lately about that lineup getting longer. Chisholm Jr. came back. Stanton has started to hit. Stanton jumps out at me, and I want to add Rizzo in there, even though he's not starting tonight. He helps lengthen that lineup. Stanton, the way he protects either Judge in the 4-hole or Wells in the 4-hole himself.
Yeah, 5 home runs in his last 10 games. He hit his 25th last night, and I just think he's doing a better job of protecting at the plate, Bob. He's still going to take some ugly swings, and you're going to say, did the guy who hit that 440-foot home run really take that last swing? But I think the balance is there, the timing is there, and he's just doing a better job of figuring out what pitchers are trying to do to him. And I thought Paul O'Neill had a really good description of one of his home runs in the last 2 weeks or so, where not only did he make contact with a low pitch and go down and get it, but man, just the power and the force that he drove through that ball, the kind of home run that very few players, if any, would hit. Stanton went down to one knee, got a slider, and hit it.
So if he continues to hit home runs like this, is he on a Hall of Fame trajectory?
It's a great question, Bob. Such a great question. I have a Hall of Fame vote, but I reached out to 5 other Hall of Fame voters to see where is Stanton on their radar right now. Now, this is an incredibly small sample size. Last year, there were almost 400 Hall of Fame voters who voted on the candidates. But interestingly enough, of the 5 that I contacted, 2 said yes, 2 said no, 1 said he was on the fence. But within their answers, Bob, I thought there were a lot of interesting insight. One of the voters who said no said that his instinct was to say yes until he dug a little deeper. Stan's got the 1 MVP, but he's only finished in the top 18 twice. That steered this voter away, and this voter started talking about players that he would vote for ahead of Stanton who aren't in. Dale Murphy, Reggie Smith, Bernie Williams, Bobby Abreu. Couple of voters who said yes, said he's got to get to 500, but if he gets to 500, he's been a prolific hitter of this era. He came back from a horrific beating that could have ended his career, and that counted for that voter as well. But the thing is, being 2 yes, 2 no, and 1 on the fence, that's not where you want to be, because to get into the Hall of Fame, you need 75%. I know you're probably going to say, you have a vote, where are you? And I'm saying incomplete right now. I think that the resume is not complete, but I do think that it's a worthwhile discussion. He does one thing very well, but it is also a very important thing at the major league level. He hits home runs. Will being a one-dimensional type player work against him? Well, he's got to get to 500, and then we'll see where the rest of the discussion goes.
Well, being healthy is vital to him and the Yankees and their success. And Jazz Chisholm Jr., the way he's playing, that's energy, as Meredith mentioned in talking to Aaron Boone. He's our key matchup, courtesy of Yale New Haven Health. Not only hitting home runs, Jack, but stealing bases, as we've seen lately.
His energy and the excitement that he brings and the ability to disrupt that he brings, Bob. In getting the chance to see him every day, I'm seeing a player that brings so much to the table. His offense has been great at the plate, but he can really be a force on the bases, and we've seen him do that to opposing teams. A couple of nights ago or a couple of days ago where he stole third base, the throw went away. That was over the weekend. And he just creates runs on his own. When you can get a guy like that within your lineup, you've just made your team a lot better. And the Yankees needed that. Volpe can steal bases, and he can be a disruptive force as well. They needed somebody like Jazz to add to the mix.
So they're facing the veteran Andrew Heaney tonight. Yankees fans remember him. A weird season, sub-4 ERA. But he's 4-13, so he doesn't get a ton of run support. But some of his pitches, I mean, he's only really a 3-pitch pitcher, heavy on the fastball and the slider.
Bob, he's made 26 starts. In 19 of them, you see right there, 0 to 2 runs of support. So talk about suing your team for non-support. You mentioned those 3 pitches, fastball, slider, changeup. One thing to keep an eye on when you dig into the numbers with him, in innings 4 through 6, his earned run average goes up by more than a run. So it's that third time through the order where if he has the Yankees number early in the game, look for them to figure him out by the third time through the order.
All right, we'll keep an eye out for that. Meantime, it's a good thing the Rangers ballpark has a roof, because it looks like there's some iffy weather in the area. For a look at the forecast, here's News 12.
Hey Yankees fans, I'm News 12 meteorologist Hope Aselka with your game day forecast of the Yankees. They're still away in Arlington, Texas. Here's how it's looking at first pitch. In a mostly cloudy sky, there's a chance of rain. Make sure that you have your ponchos and your umbrellas ready. Even through the 7th inning, it's still feeling quite muggy and uncomfortable out there. Through the end of the game, make sure that you have your umbrellas up. So what's your moodcast? How does this weather make you feel? Let us know at News 12 the Bronx. Enjoy the game. Back to you.
Thank you, Hope. Time for another break on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Carlos Rodon toes the slat for the Yankees tonight. Up next, we'll look at how the Southpaw can secure a career-high 15th victory. Stick around.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center.
It's a big match for the National Women's Soccer League, and only the best will win.
Just blaze, Godzilla bankroll, stones from Chile on, yo, I ain't got it all. That means I'm barely home, trailblazers, stay rolling with vengeance. My arts is crafty, dogs, why I stuff on Laffy Taffy, wondering, get past me, I've been doing this before, now it's dropping nasty.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Lease a new RAV4, the best-selling small SUV in America with all-wheel drive for just $319 a month. And you've got everything you need to take adventure further.
Come in today. Ooh, like
Toyota. Let's go places.
At Domino's, our stores now have quality captains.
Impress me.
Those who demand perfection.
Topping distribution, horrible.
They're not afraid to criticize your pizza.
Terrible. Pathetic. I hate it.
Thank you. Until it's perfect.
I don't have to think about this one. It's a yes.
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 We're holding your pizza to an even higher standard.
Guess who works at Domino's?
At this very moment, Doctors Without Borders is on the ground in communities around the world, delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most. Our teams are bandaging war-wounded patients caught in the crossfire in Sudan, providing clean drinking water in Haiti, and performing emergency C-sections in Yemen. Doctors Without Borders teams are in over 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving work is made possible by our movement of supporters, people like you who help our patients even when they're half a world away. At Doctors Without Borders, we won't stop working to bring our patients and their communities from crisis to care.
Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Citizens. Make sense of your money. Visit citizensbank.com/made-ready to learn more.
Let's take a look at the Rangers lineup that will face Carlos Rodon tonight. Comes your way courtesy of Toyota. Marcus Semien in his career just 4 of 18 off Rodon with 4 strikeouts. As for Carson Kelly, 0 for 9, although all against left-handed pitchers. 258 with an 808 OPS. So he'd like to turn things around against Rodon, and Rodon would like to turn around, Jack, his last outing. As good as he's been, 14 wins, the Nats got to him for 4 runs in the first 2 innings.
Bob, you've heard me mention this many times. Andy Pettitte won 250-plus games at the major league level, and he talked about how hard it was to get through that first inning, and once he did, he would sail. You look at Rodon in the first inning. Those are not kind numbers, so he needs to make an adjustment. He needs to figure out a way, whatever he has to change, to come out and have a clean first inning, because after those first couple of innings, he's actually been a really strong pitcher. His ERA from the 3rd inning on this year is under 3. That Nats game was a mess. 51 pitches in the first 2 innings. He balked in a run. He had trouble with pitch comm. There were 5 stolen bases against him. He needs to take this game over by having a quick start.
And amazing to think, if not for a lull in late June, early July, he could be closing in on 20 wins.
The win total is impressive. The Yankees have given him a lot of solid support. And you're right, he did have that lull this year, but to his credit, he has bounced back. He's looking for win number 15. And I think the reason he has bounced back, Bob, is understanding his own pitch sequencing. Not always just fastball slider, making sure that you go to that curveball, making sure that your breaking pitch, other breaking pitch is an option as well.
One last break here on the FanDuel Yankees pregame. Big G had a big homer last night. He's getting ready to go. Might he be part of Jack's key to the game? We're going to find out next. So stick around here on Yes and the Yes app.
Hey fans, please join me and the All Rise Foundation on 9/9 for a special 99 auction. Proceeds will help kids reach their ultimate potential through camps, leadership programs, and mini grants that provide our future leaders with resources and support they need. It's amazing what we can achieve when we all rise to help one another succeed. Watch the Yankees game on Yes on September 9th or visit allrise99.givesmart.com for your chance to win incredible prizes for a great cause.
This is the GMC Sierra, powered by the TurboMax engine, with the confidence of 430 pound-feet of best-in-class standard torque. GMC Sierra, it's the truck. Current eligible GMC lessees can get this low-mileage lease on this 2024 Sierra Elevation for around $389 per month. We are professional-grade GMC.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, Mel. Is now good for a quick catch-up on your plan?
Yes, now's great.
Has anything changed since we last spoke?
You know what? Yes, I'm thinking more long-term.
Great. We'll make that change to your plan and adjust as needed.
This helps a lot.
Bye, Mel.
Bye. Make sense of your money with Citizens.
This is you, and this is your first hunch of the season.
It's parlay time.
With FanDuel, a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV will give you many more.
Buffalo. It's Broncos time. Psst, I'd take the over.
And you can easily act on whichever one speaks to you.
Eagles, Browns, Broncos, Bills. They all...
And make every moment more. New customers bet $5, get $200 in bonus bets. Plus, every customer gets a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV. Only from FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook.
Make this a summer to share in the 3-row Kia Sorento, the tech-forward Sportage, the available all-wheel drive Seltos, or the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus Telluride, each one recommended by Consumer Reports. This summer, visit your local Kia dealer. Get 0.9% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of select new 2024 Sportage and 2024 Sorento models.
Next time you stop at a BP or Amoco, use the all-new Earnify app to earn points and get rewards.
Jay, want anything from inside?
Points. Let's see who really gets the points.
Points at the pump?
Every time. Buy one, get one? Points. Nice.
Hey, what?
Get the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco and start earning and redeeming rewards at the pump and in-store today.
The Yankees pregame show on Yes is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com.
Battle of veteran lefties in this game tonight. Carlos Rodon against Andrew Heaney. Yanks looking to make it 2 straight in Arlington. Let's get your key to the game.
Going back to the Yankee offense, Bob, and I think the key for the Yankees is to overpower the Rangers. You looked at that balanced attack the Yankees had last night. 8 starters had hits. 8 starters scored runs. Last night was the 39th time this year Rangers pitchers allowed 7 runs or more. I think the Yankees need to have that same kind of attack tonight. We talked about LeMahieu. The other player I'm watching at the bottom of the Yankee order is Verdugo. A lot of valid discussion about where is Jason Dominguez. Verdugo's on a little bit of a run, 12 for his last 34, but the microscope is going to stay on him, Bob.
We'll see if the bottom of the lineup can produce tonight. Game 2 of the series. It's Michael K., David Cohn with a call, Meredith Marakovich reporting, and, of course, Jack and I look forward to seeing you on the post game. Enjoy the ball game coming up next on Yes and the Yes app.
You are watching the Yes Network.
Soaring into history.
Your home for award-winning coverage of the New York Yankees.
Depend keeps you drier than ever, so you can say yes